Right. Today, Blizzard announced a load of stuff for WoW Classic, and I am very excited as a player, as a content creator. I really can't wait. We're quickly going to go through some of the things that aren't going to affect us as much, and then we're going to sort of talk about the plans for the channel. So let me just make sure that this is definitely recording. Okay. Yes. So we'll start with the stuff that's probably not as sort of impactful for us as a channel. That's the WoW Cataclysm stuff. Over autumn and winter, they're going to look like they're going to wrap up. They've got the Firelands in autumn. They've got Hour of Twilight in winter. I play Cataclysm as a challenge run. You know, we've got Forge of the Blacksmith. But apart from that, I'm not really engaging in late game Cataclysm, so this doesn't really bother me that much. However, in summer, Mist of Pandaria Classic has been announced, which I'm actually quite excited about. I enjoyed Mist of Pandaria for what it was. I know some people really didn't like it. I think partly if that was because there was a massive content drought at the end of its cycle because they were waiting to release the next one, and I guess they just didn't have anything in between. Hopefully this time round, they can just have like a scheduled release, and once the content's done, hopefully they'll already either have the next chapter done or they might stop. I don't know, they might just stop. I don't know how far they're going to go with this sort of classic thing. So yeah, that's all exciting. In summer, you've got the pre-patch, and then with a launch in autumn. Pretty cool. I will give it a go. Might not engage in it super strongly, but it'll be worth like a little playthrough, I imagine. Season of Discovery this autumn, so in the next few weeks, they're doing the Blackwing Lair raid, Zul'Gurub, and they're going to simplify some rune discovery. And then Phase 5, they're doing the AQ War effort with Gates of Anchorage and AQ and Nightmare Grove raids. And then end of winter, early spring is Naxxramas with new endgame content. And then I believe Wowhead have said that they don't think it's going to wrap up there. Whether that means Season of Discovery TBC, be quite interesting. Yeah, I kind of missed the boat on Season of Discovery. I did make a character. I've got a small playthrough on the channel, but it was too late, really, and I just didn't. I needed to find a community early on, I think, and I wasn't, really creating content at the start of it, and I maybe would have made it a little community back then. If they go into TBC, we may jump in at that point. Might be quite fun. The big stuff. World of Warcraft Classic 20th Anniversary Edition. I've got a big smile on my face just saying those words. 20 years of World of Warcraft, my god. And to have been there pretty much from the start. Not from right at the start. I'm not going to be one of these people who claims that I played day one. I played in the first few months. And we've got to discuss, obviously, the exciting bits about it, but we've also got to discuss the channel and how this announcement's going to affect the channel. Next week, on the 21st, is launch. Fresh classic servers, whether that's RP, PvP, normal, hardcore, there's going to be fresh servers on a new tab called Anniversary Realms. Of course we're playing. It's obviously that's what we're going to do. How we communicate that on the channel, I'm not sure yet. I'm worried that these servers, the legacy era servers, might die because, of course, people are going to go play fresh. So that means, what do we do with Elandril? Is Elandril going to be stranded here alone? I mean, possibly. Do we start again? Do we continue with Elandril here? I don't want to just remake Elandril and just do this all over again. This is classic fresh, and I want it to feel like a fresh experience. And I kind of want to use it as a chance to sort of inject some, passion into the channel. You know that my main passion is WoW and classic WoW, guys. We do a bit of variety stuff here, but I think when people think of the channel, and yeah, it's a small channel, I understand that. I think people think of it as a World of Warcraft channel, and that's how I tend to think of it, to be honest. We've got some plans of what to do in terms of content, and I'm speaking to some other people. I'm not going to announce it yet because we haven't spoken all the way yet about what we're going to do around it. Obviously, content around this is going to happen because, let's go through it. Next week, we've got 1 to 60. In 2 weeks later, they're going to release Molten Core in the next year, giving like 2 weeks for people to like level up and enjoy stuff. They don't have to like rush. I think in past times, Molten Core was already unlocked and you just had to get attuned, so people could really sweat it out and, you know, be raiding Molten Core in like, you know, 2 days or whatever. So that's cool. We will not be rushing. Obviously, that's not my style. We've then got in end of winter, early spring, we've got phase 2. We've got Dire Maul, the honor system, PvP ranking, world bosses, Warsang Gulch, and Alterac Valley Battlegrounds. Then late spring, or I think mid-spring, it's going to look like it's Assault on Blackwing Lair. So we've got the Blackwing Lair raid, the Darkmoon Fair. In the summer, we've got Zul'Gurub and Arati Basin in Rise of the Blood Guard. Then we've got the AQ War Effort, Temple of Anchorage, and Ruins of Anchorage in the Gates of Anchorage. And then phase 6, we've got the Shadows of the Necropolis. We've got the Scourge Invasion, Naxxramas raid, and Silithus World PvP. That takes us into winter of next year. So that's a whole year of content. And then they're going to progress to Burning Crusade Classic. And I think they've nailed it. They're not going all the way to Wrath. I mean, maybe they eventually do, but this is what they've announced. This, you know, this plus the first expansion, which is great because Burning Crusade to me feels like Classic with a bit extra. You know, it doesn't make these sweeping gameplay changes. And people love Burning Crusade, and so do I. So that is going to be the main focus of the channel. How do we do that? Well, it's something I've been thinking about over the past few hours, and it's probably something I'm going to have to think about more. Obviously, we're playing, and obviously content about it is coming out. This is a chance to go on an adventure from the very beginning. To watch a realm develop, watch a community develop, all the way through, with a thriving, hopefully, community. It should be amazing. I've spoken to people in Honorbound, which is the guild on Mirage Raceway that we run at the moment, with which Elandril is in. And I've said, you know, if we can continue here, and there are going to still be people here, then we can continue leveling Elandril here. But also, we have to think about making communities in the new space, because that is where I imagine a lot of the player base is going to be. So how does that look? Well, like I said, we've got some ideas, which I'm not ready to announce yet, but I think this is what you're going to expect. This is what you can expect. Because I don't want it to be like what happened with Dragon Age, where I wanted to play... You know, I made that first episode, and then I was like, oh, actually, I want to play in my spare time as well. And I felt like, I don't know, but it felt bound to the channel. And I don't want to do that where I'm only playing this whole new adventure when I have to make an episode. But also, I don't want to, you know, not capture these moments. So, I think this is what... this is just a draft idea in my head. There will be a playthrough, much like Elandril. You see every step. Maybe not stuff like professions, you know, like with Elandril, I go and do stuff off camera, like leatherworking and stuff to get things going. That will happen. There will be a playthrough of that, and it should be amazing, and we can watch that whole journey. But also, I'm going to want to level other characters. I'll level a character with my wife, with the Honorbound community as well. You know, when I don't want to... When I just want to play WoW for the reasons that I like to play WoW, which is to de-stress and... Oh. Right, we're fighting a little spider break here. Sorry, guys. Do you know what? Instead of going through Duskwood, I'm going to turn around, because with stitches and all that, and I'll end up walking straight into him. So yeah, I'm obviously going to want to play when I'm not recording. And I've been thinking about the content that I love on YouTube around Classic WoW. And I love the stuff where it's like a retrospective or like these sort of bigger videos about people's journeys. So you think of like Pint or Barney WoW. You know, these cool stories. And it's not like every minute they're like, you know, like the playthrough things that we do. It's like a summary of what they've been doing recently. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start playing casually, whether that's with my wife or with people in Honorbound or whoever else, you know, people that we just become friends with on the server. And I'll just have OBS in the background. And I'll make notes like, today this is what we did. And then I'll do like, maybe like weekly updates or something like that. And I can show you like clips of cool things that happened as well. And sort of, yeah, narrate that adventure. I think that would be really good. And then when we look back at the end in like 2 years' time, which is crazy to think of, we can look back at that and think, oh wow, you know, look at what we achieved, look what we went through. I think that's the plan. I think that sounds quite exciting. We've just got to think of these characters who are going to be stuck on the era servers. I guess I want your guys' input, really. What do you think we do? Because I really enjoy Elandril. Like, I really do. Like, I've become very attached to her as a character. Obviously, we've got Mid-Bonk is a hardcore warrior. I mean, the chances of him living past level 12 with me playing him is, like, very low. But there's obviously going to be fresh hardcore servers. I guess what happens there is when Mid-Bonk passes away, which I imagine will happen, we start playing, you know, hardcore will continue in some form anyway, because I enjoy a little bit of hardcore. We'll just play on the fresh servers, you know, that's a dead easy fix. Because that's where people will be playing, I imagine. And I suppose in the future, any other characters that I ever made would be on the servers that are popular, which I imagine are the anniversary servers. So it's really Elandril that's being affected by this. So let me know what you think. I'm so excited, guys. I really am. It's going to be a big time for the classic community, selfishly for the channel. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really looking forward to sharing these adventures with you, and I hope some of you come along with me. I will share all of where we are, you know, what servers we're on. We'll get a community guild going, that would be awesome. There will be more announcements soon, a very special announcement, which I'm not even going to hint at yet, but look forward to that. And I will see you soon. Stay safe out there. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from Antonio Pirelli. Hello, mate. And bye for now. Stay safe out there. Love you guys. God, what a meandering goodbye that was.